On today's episode of Open Box Policy,
we talk about iron-on dicks. I end up telling a crazy story that happened to one of my friends, totally insane. And we ask the question, have you ever had a lawsuit filed against you?
fuck Bart Durham.
Yeah.
Durham?
What?
Durham.
It's not Durham, it's Durham.
Ugh, fuck him.
Let us know on our socials. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. God, we're on so many. At OBP_raw. Let us know if you have ever had a lawsuit filed against you and why.
We are so popular, so if you can't get us on all those other platforms,
yeah.
shoot us an email at obppodcast@gmail.com.
Already made me a...
Every time I go to put glasses away, I see it and I chuckle to myself.
Yeah, Glenn started getting into glass etching, he made me a huge glass stein that says Adam craves penis on it. And so I have to drink out of it every time I'm at his house.
And to be clear, it's not just glass etching. He's gotten into making shirts and making stickers, and he really wants me to be a part of it, and it's just not an interest. Yeah,
oh
so
my God,
me
wait.
down.
Does that
Pretty
mean
impressive.
that he can make open box policy merch?
Easily.
Yeah. The other day, Porter came downstairs yesterday morning, and Glenn goes, "Hey, you want a dinosaur on that shirt?" And Porter was like, "Yeah." And within 10 minutes, he had taken Porter's shirt and had made a raptor decal and ironed it on his shirt. And Porter wore it all fucking day and then wanted to wear it again. I mean, he wore it all day yesterday and wanted to wear it again today, and I had to wash it. But yeah, he's made tons.
He's got shirts that have like big dick and balls and stuff on it. I mean, he just does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this for a
want.
second. Do we need to provide him with some artwork for some open box policy shirts, or does he have a creative mind?
No, I don't want him thinking up anything. There'll be hidden dicks in it or hidden balls or whatever. Like,
we need to send him what we want.
So what is
and
this?
And then I
this
will
like,
be there when he makes it.
Does he like press on shirts or
it's a computer program he has, and he has this little printing machine thing, and basically he designs it and it prints it out. Depending on what you're going to put it on depends on the paper that he uses. He has a bunch of different papers from Michael's that he got, or Hobby Lobby or something. So it can either be iron-on. He's made a bunch of things he started sticking around our house, like stickers that say our last name. He's like, "Do you want an M on our coffee table?" And I'm like, "No."
He's literally gone crazy. Like their whole fucking house has like monogram now. Like I've been, and he's always posting. I've been over there. And it's really, really cool. It just cuts it out, and it is perfectly clean. All you got to do is center it, iron it, done.
Yeah. Oh. Now he does. Yeah, he made one for his cooler that was his like brewery thing, and put it on there, and he prints it out, and then he etches out what needs to be etched out, and it can be a sticker or iron on, or it can go on glass. But yeah, so one day I'm gonna come home and everything's gonna be labeled, like TV stand, lamp, door.
This is lamp.
Like that is lamp. What he would do. But yeah, so if we want to do T-shirts, anything fun, we can probably do stickers. Just for us. So,
yeah, I was about to say we can make T-shirts and only us and our loved ones would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
We'd make like 100 T-shirts and 5 of them would sell, and they would all be us.
So we're going to actually sell these? I thought we were just going to give them away in hopes that people wear them.
Please
I will get my new car vinyl wrapped in open box policy if as soon as we monetize, we pay for my car payment.
No, that's what we said we were going to do with your Civic.
Well, we were going to like drop hammers on it and let people hit it with a bat and stuff and do it for charity or something.
Spray paint open box.
But then I sold it out. Yeah, I sold it out from under everybody.
God damn it.
And it definitely was not a Civic.
It was a fucking Accord. Yeah, you know what's funny is I was sitting here thinking to myself, it wasn't a Civic, it was an Accord. Yeah. I funny enough, I listened to that episode a while back and was laughing because I mean, the legitimate frustration with, like, they won't fucking call it an Accord. Like, it's not a fucking Civic. Just the total mundanity of life. I mean, You know, that out of everything in my life, something that would like officially frustrate me, and it was the fact that nobody would call it what it was. You know, like a fucking insolent child.
But you
Just
got a
being
new
super
car.
pissed. Huh?
You got a new car now, huh?
Yeah.
Did
I'm
you
feel
wait?
really
You
guilty
officially
about
got
it.
your new car?
Yeah, I feel super guilty about it.
Oh
Why?
shit! Why?
Because I've never had anything this nice in my entire life, and I've had really nice cars because I'm really, really good at buying cars. It's just one thing I'm good at. And I've just never had a car that I've never had I had a car payment when I was like 22 or 23. But I've never had a car payment since then. And I don't know, I just feel guilty about it.
Yeah. The Kia that we got is our first car payment that either one of us done like ever.
Exactly.
We've always bought cars outright or yeah. I
Buy 'em
mean,
used.
so yeah. So
I was talking to Glenn about this today. I mean, that's how I always do it. But I was
Yeah.
talking to Glenn about this today. Something that a lot of people don't know. We can drop a little knowledge on our potential listeners if there's anybody
Finally,
out there.
Jesus, they've been listening for 60 episodes, and
I
finally we're
know.
gonna drop some
they're not
knowledge.
sticking around this
Now-
long waiting for knowledge.
Yeah, on episode 63, the conversation's over. You know, now we actually get to shit. So I go to CarMax, and I knew around what my percentage rate could be. CarMax gives me something that's like 2% higher. They're like, we'll give you like a 6.45 or a 6.5% interest rate, and I'm like, that's crazy for like my debt to income and my what do you call it?
Credit score.
Credit score and all that stuff. I'm like, that's insane. And he just shrugged his shoulders. He was like, we have a chart. Boom, bam, there it is. We checked it. There it is. So,
Wait, so was this better or worse than you expected?
way worse.
Okay, so
That's
were you
that's
expecting like
interesting.
3% or something?
I was expecting something that started with a 4 and that was very low on like a 4.1 or a 4.2 because I had already had a few people that could tell me that anywhere between like let's say we'll stop at like a 4.2 to a 4.9. I had heard that I could easily get at a few places. So people don't realize credit unions. If I don't know about every state, most states have credit unions. They are some of the best banks that you could ever use. It's just that they don't have ATMs everywhere. They don't have all the fancy credit cards and all the fancy bullshit. But when it comes to just like the transactional money transfers and whatnot, and you getting loans, there is no better place to go.
Absolutely.
On Saturday, he told me, he said, you can do a loan buy-off. You can probably find a lower interest rate, and your first payment isn't until May, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like this is just kind of set in stone, not set in stone. You basically are going to do this until you can find another loan. So on Saturday morning, I woke up. I walked into a bank that I had heard about was really good at 11 a.m. At 11:45, the guy said, we can give you a 4.5% interest rate, and I'll cut a check for the entire amount of your car this afternoon, and you come pick the check up and you just take it to CarMax and you pay your car off.
Damn it! I wish we would have done
Damn.
that.
Wait,
I told Glenn
can
about
I
it.
ask what bank this was?
We got
Say what?
Well,
Can I ask what you said? It was a credit union.
Southeast Financial.
Where's that?
Well, there's one in there's a few in Nashville. There's one in Brentwood. So here's a plug for Southeast Financial.
Yeah.
Do your banking here.
So which CarMax were you at?
Powell Avenue, the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, by your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to CarMax. We had gone to the Kia where we told them what we wanted and we were looking at, and they showed us everything but what we wanted.
Yeah. She was like, I want this exactly.
And
He
they
was
were
"Let
like,
me show you everything else.
we were like, we want to look at your Kia
Hey, man.
Sorrentos, and he was like, well, we have a Ford Escape, and I was like, that's not even the same. I'm in a Kia dealership. Like,
That's
what
not
the
even
fuck?
the same dealer.
Yeah. Is your name Zach, asshole? Hey, man, this is Zach.
Is
Yeah.
your name Kyle?
So we
Kyle,
went
Was
to
it, was it Kyle? I thought it
Kyle.
was
I think
Zach.
so. Yeah.
Kyle.
Kyle with Kia?
I was gonna say
Hey, man,
Kevin.
this is Kyle.
I was actually gonna say Kevin earlier.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really does.
I think it's Kyle.
Hey, man, this is random car guy.
So we got our Kia at CarMax in Rivergate, and same thing. We looked at a bunch of cars because I really wanted a Ford Edge.
Fiesta.
Edge.
Okay.
I
was
wanted
gonna
the
start
Edge,
naming off cars.
but when we started looking at them,
Pinto.
I was like, God, like I could get a
Taurus.
used one that is super expensive. Or I can get a Kia that's a lot cheaper, that's actually nicer inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just that people still have this stigma with the name. Kias are super
oh
nice
my
cars.
God,
I
I've
almost-
never had one, and I fucking love.
Yeah, they're super nice
Kias.
cars.
I had
and
like
they're easy to work
4 or
with.
Yes.
5 of my friends get a Kia like in a row.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you telling
But
us that.
we went to CarMax,
Yeah.
and we went to do the loan,
Yeah.
and amazing credit. We were great, and then it was high.
They
and we
rang
were,
them up. Glenn and I were talking about it today.
They told us because the reason it was so high
Your
is because
house.
we had just bought our house. So we bought the house in July of 2016? 15. Fuck.
That doesn't
16.
matter.
14.
Anyway, 15.
12.
And
11.
then a couple months later in October, then we had to buy this car because Glenn's car blew up on the interstate and we
Yeah.
needed 2 cars. And they said, no, it's because you just bought a house. It's really unfortunate timing, you
Yep.
know? And so we just thought there's fucking nothing we could do. There's no point in going anywhere else. They're just going to say that our credit has taken a hit.
Mm-hmm.
It will come back up in a year or so, you know? But, you know, right now you just bought a big house. And
Yeah.
it was like, fuck. Well,
You
I
can-
guess we're stuck with this payment now.
Well, you all can still refinance. Glenn and I
Yeah.
were talking about it today. And the cool thing that I got, the salesman that I had was fantastic. He's like, you have 3 days. Most people don't know this. You have 3 days to go find someone that'll give you a better rate. They will cut you a check, and you walk up here, and now you're beholden to them, and they're the lien holder.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was nuts. I just walked into a bank and got this, like 5-digit check
Yeah.
for this car and was like, this is insane. And he was just like, well, is there anything else I can help you
I'm
with?
surprised.
I'm like, yeah.
Do you need some more
surprised.
money?
Give me all your goddamn hundreds. I put my hand in my shirt, like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
And he was like,
Yeah.
absolutely, sir. We can
I
get you
wish
that
we
for
would've known
2%
that.
interest over the next 10 years.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I just and so I walk into CarMax 2 days after I bought it, only 1 business day after I bought it, or 2 business days after I bought it, and just plopped a check down and said, I'm here for a payoff. And she yelled out, she was like, got a 3-day payoff. And somebody, seriously, welcome to CC's.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
3-day payoff.
Let me get a couple burgers on the grill here.
Glenn gets so annoyed at our car payments, and the other day he was looking, for fuck's sake, at drones again. Listen, we have 2 drones already at home that have both broken. And the first one broke because a piece of my hair must have been in the wind, and it caught the propeller and it fucking ruined it, and he's never let me fucking forget it. Remember when your hair broke the fucking propeller?
Yeah. That's so weird. The first thing I was thinking
Yeah,
was move
well,
your
guess
fucking
what?
head, Jamie.
It was $75. It's not like he paid a shit ton for this drone.
Yeah.
So he
Does
found
he
this.
even do video?
No, he saw this. He found this new drone he wants. Man, this one will like follow us on the boat and do like an aerial shot. And I'm like,
Glenn likes toys.
he does. And I
Yeah,
said,
clearly
so
he
does my
does.
dad though. So I'm used to it. And I go, so how many? So 2 times we go boating, you're gonna do this, and then the scene's never gonna change. Like we're not going to different lakes. Like we're not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then what? It's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, what? They're gonna be with the other 2 drones in our closet because you don't like to throw anything away. And
Yeah.
he's like,
And realistically, who wants to see, drone like videos of
Right?
you on your boat?
I agree. At Percy Priest Lake, we're not at fucking Key West or like.
nobody wants to
deep-sea
see a
fishing.
fisheye camera with my big ass on Glenn's boat,
Then
all white and hairy.
Ruining a
But
second
that's-
grade or second
so-
2-year-old's birthday.
Like, it's impossible to make me look fatter unless I'm in a fisheye.
so I told him, I was like, fine, whatever. And so he obviously heard my tone. He's like, yeah, I could buy like 2 drones for every month for the amount of the car payment. Granted, these drones are like $100, so he's not getting like the high end. But he just fucking hates car payments. This is the first one he's ever had. So God forbid when college tuition comes around, for our children, he's just gonna. Ooh,
Right. He's
Ugh.
like,
Well,
I
I
can
mean-
get you this drone for college.
I just get them to
just
maintain.
learn how to fly a drone.
Get
That
them
would be
to
really great
maintain
for
like
me.
a higher than a like a B average in Tennessee, and they go for free.
I'm not sure about Porter yet. He's still a little, but so far Elle's doing pretty good.
He's a dumbass.
Listen, he's about to be 3, and he's not
I would
as
never.
smart as Elle was.
I would. Are you serious? I think he's as sharp as he's a
He
goofball.
is, but Elle is. I don't even know where Elle got her smarts. Like she reads at a 3rd grade level. She just turned 7. She's in 1st grade. Like I don't even know.
Is
I
your
don't know.
milkman smart?
She probably
Yes.
Yeah, he's
He
actually
is.
a Rhodes Scholar,
He is.
and coincidentally looks just like my daughter. It's so weird.
she probably fucking learned it from all those ghosts that she communicates with.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Porter's smart. It's just at this age, boys are slower than girls at developing. So, like, when Elle would be, like, full sentences and, like, potty training and, like, fucking doing all this shit, Porter's just, like,
Yellers.
"Ding,"
Sticking his finger up his butt.
sticking his finger up his
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, he's
Legit.
making hand binoculars and staring at your balls and
Yeah.
stuff. Whoa, look, I see him.
Ugh. He always likes to come in when I'm changing and go, boobs! Look at your boobs! I'm like, oh my God.
Jeez.
Yep.
Children.
Can't.
Yeah.
Would
Devin,
you rather
what
have
been up to?
children or a car payment?
I'm going to be
Oh.
honest. Car payments.
Children.
Yeah, there were 3 people today that were like, "What'd you do?" And I was talking, and then I want you to answer the question. I was just asking what you're up with, but
Oh, sorry.
up to. But all these people are like, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I bought a car, and I'm still feel really guilty about it. My payments are, like manageable. I'll put a little bit of money down, whatever." And then they're like, "What'd you do for the rest of your time?" And I was just like, hung out, did yard work, and did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I drove on the Natchez Trace. I was just like, I did kind of touristy things around Nashville that I've never done,
And you also
and they all
got
just
to
stared
not
at me
work.
like I had a horn growing out of my head.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, one day I slept till noon. As a matter of fact, 2 days I slept till noon. And they were just like, that's insane. I don't know. Like, I would give any, I mean, you would think that I like pulled out like a bag of gold and I was like, ha, like they were just like, this is crazy.
Hey, did you get your invite
to what?
to the birthday party on Friday night?
Oh
The Game of
my
Thrones birthday
God.
party? Did you receive yours? Did yours get lost in the mail? Because
Listen,
mine did.
I
What are you doing
clearly-
this weekend, Devin?
I clearly didn't invite you guys because I doubt that you would make a trip all the way down to Atlanta.
How do you know
for
if
a
you don't
party.
invite us?
That's
Who's
true.
having a Game of Thrones birthday
They
party?
are.
Anna is turning 30 this Friday.
Anna's only 29.
Yeah, she's big
Oh
3-0
my
this Friday.
God.
Oh yeah.
God, I feel so old.
So, in honor of
Forget
Game
how
of
young
Thrones,
they are.
which is her favorite TV show, the new season, the last season, premieres Sunday. So we're doing a
14th.
Game of Thrones costume party on Friday for her birthday.
Oh, that's cool. I could easily dress up as Hodor.
Well, you
Yes.
no, hold on. You could have. I guess you could. I have kids.
I mean,
I'm not
listen,
going.
if you guys can still make it this Friday, it starts at 7.
Where can we sleep? I'm bringing my whole
We
family.
got guest room, we got couches, we got floors, just wherever you lie. We got a recliner. I'm sure Adam would love that.
Maybe Dran.
Oh no,
Never
I have
mind.
a dinner for Glenn's work.
I was going to say maybe Glenn can fly me down on his new drone, and that came out as maybe Dren, and then I just had to stop.
And it's
Maybe Dren.
just done.
Yeah, the
No,
worst.
I'm going out to dinner for Glenn's work Friday night, so
You
I'm
are?
I'm really busy. Thanks though, Devin.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
I would
Do you
totally be there if I would
I was
have.
about to say, do you think if I would have invited you earlier, you would just like make way for it?
I would have. I was gonna invite you to laser tag tonight, but then you told me you didn't invite me to that. So then
So you're like, yeah.
you're not playing laser tag with just 7-year-olds.
Wait,
So
did
suck
you
it.
play laser tag tonight?
No.
No.
Why are you
just-
confused?
Sorry,
El-
I'm really confused.
Elle's
little
birthday
high.
party
I'm a little high
is
right now.
Saturday.
Oh, is it? Are you guys
Yeah,
playing
and-
laser tag?
That's what she wanted to do.
It must be nice to openly talk about drug abuse when you don't have a job.
It's not drug abuse. It's legal, okay?
I know Atlanta's fantastic. Everywhere you go in Atlanta,
Is it legal in Atlanta?
it's
I have no idea.
so they've decriminalized it.
Oh, okay.
So everywhere you go, people smoke pot because it's just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And they don't have dispensaries, but you can get CBD, and I think you can get that kind of stuff there. But it's basically decriminalized. So speaking of like virtual criminal behavior, something happened to a friend of mine's wife that blew my freaking mind. She took a new job. I'm going to leave all company names and all names out of this, but I just want you to listen to it.
Yeah, you always say that, then you always slip up and say a name.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to
And
edit it
Joan,
out.
I mean, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and the address is 2053. So a man in high school, I was such a douchebag. Like the teacher would come in and be like, I heard people talking. They'd be like, don't talk. Don't say a word. I heard people talking. Who was it? And I'd go, well, look, I don't want to be rude and I don't want to be like the guy that calls people out, but their initials are Jamie McCready and Devin Hughes. And
what the fuck was wrong with you?
They would be like, fuck you, Sanderson, fuck you. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. I would do that all the time. Their initials are.
Jesus
Then
Christ.
I would just say their full name. And it would always be like people that hated me.
And then that's how Adam got bullied.
Plenty. Yeah. So my friend's wife starts a new job, and she is in a bit of a sought after position. Lots of management and HR experience, lots of district like experience where she's over a big wider range of people and stores and whatnot.
Yeah.
They bring her in because they're in a dire need and they're not doing well. She comes in and starts to identify all these problems and realizes they've got some really weak links and some people in positions that just don't need to be there.
Can I ask if it's like a retail?
Just
because in my head when you say weak links,
retail.
I like okay.
So it's basically a retail environment, and she's over all these people, and she starts to recognize there's people there that are just not good in these positions. And I don't know all the particulars behind it, but it wasn't like we're going to move you to a new position. It was like, you are not going to be employed with this company anymore.
So someone's coming in going, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong.
A brand new person. And they hired her for that.
Yeah.
So she comes in.
And so you're all gone because you don't fit.
So she comes in, she starts recognizing all these problems. She starts making all these fundamental changes in the way that they do business, and they actually start showing more profit than they've ever shown before. So they start going up and up and up, and then she starts.
Sorry, can I ask what the position is?
What is this, 21 questions, Jamie? Jesus.
Thank you, Devin.
I could ask more if you would like.
It's like I told you. It's like a big overarching.
I know, but was she hired by the company?
She's over like a region.
So she wasn't coming in from like an outside source, being a consultant. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
She is employed by the company as a big regional position. So she has lots of stores and lots of people underneath her.
Okay, keep going while I think of more questions.
Thank you, appreciate it. Here, I'll tell you what. Ask me her name. So
I will probably in a little bit.
I know
You'll
you
fucking
what's
slip up.
Do I know
what's
her?
the company?
What's her dress? Oh
Who's she married to? Have I met him?
Yeah. Anyway, stop hijacking my shit. So she fires a store manager. And she took a position like where her boss moved up. Kind of like when you take a position and the guy you're taking his position, he moves up, basically. So she fires this store manager. She cleans house. She's waiting on a lot of these bigwigs, including her new boss, whose position she took, to come into town, and they just never show up. So she calls them and texts them and is like, "This guys, I can't stay here. I'm a regional. I got to get back home."
Oh, so she was legit at the place waiting for them, and they didn't show up.
Yeah. And or in that same town.
Yeah. Okay.
So she ends
strange.
up. So it's kind of weird they didn't show up. I mean, and not to mention, like they didn't even like respond to her. So she's like, "This doesn't bode so well. I haven't been there very long, but this is weird." Like,
when did this happen?
Huh?
When did this happen?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Over the last month.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
just thinking of natural disasters and accidents that maybe something happened to all of them.
So she is basically almost home, and it takes hours and hours and hours to get back to where she is. She gets a phone call, and her guy, like her vice president, says, "You and I need to have a conversation. I need you to call me as soon as possible." He leaves her a message. So she calls him back and tells her husband, I knew it. There was something wrong. I didn't feel good about it. So he says, an unfortunate thing has happened, and I need to speak to you about it. I need to meet with you as soon as possible, and I don't really want to talk to you about it over the phone.
Ooh.
So she tells her husband, this is not good. I've been through this before. It feels like I'm about to get fired.
Oh,
and she's like, I have no idea why.
Yeah.
So she goes and she sits down with this guy. He pulls out his phone and he shows her a text message. And on that text message, it's between her and one of the managers that she fired. And it is a normal exchange. Maybe the girl's getting a little hot. It was a female store manager. Maybe she's getting a little hot. And then all of a sudden there's another text message in there that is using the N-word, calling the manager that had been fired a bitch and a cunt and the N-word and all this stuff. And even, my friend's wife is like, it's totally egregious. Like, normal conversation.
And then out of nowhere.
Dropping the N-bomb, calling her a bitch and a cunt and a twat and all this crazy.
How could they not investigate that? And
so the guy says,
he gave me a point.
The guy says, this is enough proof for me. You're fired.
Oh, my God. I would be furious.
Lawsuit.
So she says, absolutely not. I refuse to even accept that. I'm going to need you all to investigate this. And he basically strong arms her and says, that's fine. There'll be an investigation, but it doesn't matter. You're fired because we have proof.
Wait, could she not show him her text messages?
She did. Didn't matter. He was like, you could have easily erased that.
Oh, my God.
Because you can erase individual text messages.
Yes,
right.
But you know what? They could get the times. I highly doubt that the times,
you could get the messages from the cell phone company.
Yes, you can get also the times that ding.
Okay, so we're all getting. You're starting to funnel towards where I'm going with this. So she basically tells him, I want a full investigation done. This is not rocket science. You can pull all the phone records, all the text message records, and you can see if I send a text message at that time, that you can't erase the records. And he basically poo-poos it off and just says, we've already started to look into this, and what, you're fired. You're fired. Strong arms her. So she is dejected and basically says, I'm going to end up seeking legal action here because this is egregious.
Right.
She goes and she's really upset. Basically starts turning all of her stuff in, and then is going through the process.
Well, it could hurt her reputation as well. If
exactly.
She doesn't put a stop to it.
This is not just a job. This is a reputation.
Yeah.
So she ends up, if I'm not mistaken, she basically calls the HR people and just says, "I want a full investigation into this. This is, and if you don't do it, I'm going to hire legal counsel." Didn't get the answer that she wanted, or either didn't feel like they were doing it fast enough. So she went ahead and started seeking legal counsel, and then let them know, and said, "I want you to know, I have acquired a lawyer. I have acquired all these things. They will pull those records in a day and have the
shit
proof
out of you.
that I didn't do that." Within a tiny amount of time, the corporate office for this company calls her and says, we need to have a conversation.
And this needs to be in person.
Yeah, you're fired again.
Right.
Matter of fact, you're so fired, you're fired. So she's talking to him, and they say, first and foremost, we want to apologize to you. We investigated all of this stuff without even needing to involve your legal people.
Oh, shocking.
You are completely vindicated. You never sent any of those text messages. We can prove it. And we are so sorry that we want you to be a part of our team. We want you to work for us. We want you can do whatever you want. You can still live where you want to live. You can move to this other place. We don't care. We're basically going to roll out a red carpet for you in apology and say, please, like, work for our company and just stay here. And basically, she found out. Oh, she asked. They basically said, "Well, I want to know, like, what's going on with the other guy. What's going on with that guy?" They said he's terminated.
The guy that fired her.
Yeah, he's terminated. So basically, the story comes out that he was, I think, as far as I can gather from talking to my buddy, he had been over a lot of these store managers, and I'm sure they developed little relationships with each other, friendly relationships,
little cliques.
And then this new person comes in and fires a few of them that are worthless pieces of shit, or either
he gets offended and pissed off.
He gets offended and pissed off, and he basically tries to railroad her and say that she did all this racist and vile shit, and it was all fake, and.
Here's my question.
So did they?
But she ended up getting
this?
the vindication. They investigated it, fired his ass, and then said, "Whatever you do, please stay with us." And she's shrugging her shoulders now. She's like, "I don't even know if I want to. Like, this is unbelievable."
Who is the one who fabricated the text message? The manager that she fired.
We don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, whoever it was, they figured out a way to. I have no idea.
Listen.
They didn't give her any specifics. It was fabricated. Either someone else got a, like some type of text message emulator that was able to put a text message in a string.
I could change Adam's name right now on my phone to Glenn and have him text me saying horrible things, and then
just do it like that.
Yeah, just do it like that, and it looks like it's coming from Glenn.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, that's not even a simulation thing, because fuck, I don't know any of that shit. But
That's crazy. So do you think
That is.
do you think this would have happened if she wouldn't have sought legal action? Do you think the company would have caught it?
No.
I don't know, but when he told me the story about it, it sounded like when she said, "Hey guys, don't worry about it. You can start your investigation. I've hired someone who will do the investigating for me." That they were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
We're about to
maybe
get
we
drilled
don't
to the fucking wall.
because then she has an ironclad lawsuit because she's already gotten. So they finished the investigation before this guy can. Now they don't really have anything to go on.
The guy who
Even
fired
though she
her,
could still sue him.
the guy who fired her was banking on the fact that she'd feel intimidated and be like,
Totally.
okay,
And back the fuck down.
and back down, even threatening.
Yep.
And
So I feel like he conspired. He conspired with his friend or his confidant, who was probably a store manager somewhere,
Yep.
and just said, "Don't worry, we'll get her."
But you know what? What sucks is he's going to go on to another job and probably pull some sort of bullshit the same, maybe not the same level. And
But how disgusting is that?
well, that's what I mean. Like,
I mean,
this could have ruined her career.
It could have ruined
and
her
he's-
life.
Because, and he made that stupid decision, but now he's been fired. But I'm sure that's not going to show up on anything that you know what I mean? If this would have been...
That's some politics shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine
What an
even
asshole.
if that story comes out, that at your last job, you almost got fired for like someone finding racist text messages. That story goes around to 2 or 3 people, and now it gets changed into you sent racist text messages, and now everybody's
for
tainted.
sure. Good for her.
Yeah, she basically started, and of course now is even thinking to herself, I don't even know if I want to work for this company.
Yeah.
Like this is just totally ridiculous.
She
it's crazy.
still has a lawsuit on her hands.
She hasn't started the lawsuit process. She hired legal people to start an investigation.
It's probably
she
a
hasn't
matter
started a lawsuit yet.
if she decides to work for them, then she has to drop the lawsuit type
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's why they're rolling out the red carpet
And
saying, we'll give you whatever
"Well,
fuck
you do
want."
whatever you want.
I'd be like, give me lots of money and let me be the boss of everybody. I'll be like just under the CEO.
I'm
I don't need to be a
CEO
CEO.
now.
I'll just be right under the
I'm
CEO.
bitch.
But yeah, I mean, what he did is a reasoning enough to do a lawsuit, and
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
yeah.
But I mean, that's one of those things. He was telling me last night before I went to dinner, and I remember just sitting at dinner thinking, I cannot imagine how it would wreck me mentally to have that happen to me. I mean, I had someone file a fraudulent lawsuit against me, an employee file a fraudulent lawsuit against me when I was like 20-something, and it freaked me out. It
Really?
literally gave me PTSD.
You were 20 years old and someone filed a lawsuit against you.
I was
What
20-something.
the fuck?
I fired her.
You were a baby.
I fired her, and she didn't like it, and
Thought she'd give a jab at you, and
she said that I gave preferential treatment to white people, and what she didn't understand, and unfortunately how she was a bit mindless.
Yeah.
The other 2 people that I had working for me were of Mexican American descent. I didn't have not one white person that worked for me that worked with her. And she said that I gave preferential treatment to white people. So when they said that, the EEOC contacted us, and then she said part of her lawsuit was she wanted me fired. She wanted like a $20,000 raise. She wanted all apologies and so on and so forth. So they called me and they started going through all this stuff. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. She said what? And they said that. And I listed off all the names, and I listed off their basically their race or their nationality, and the people were like, "So you don't have any white people that work for you?" And I said, "No, they're all minority, and the vast majority are female. They're women."
yeah.
I mean, like I couldn't have a more diverse workforce that works for me, and I mean literally, I couldn't.
Adam's Workforce was a fucking CW show.
Yeah, I couldn't squeeze the sponge of that anymore to get any more out of it, of diversity. And so then they were like, "Oh." I'm like, yeah, so this is a fraudulent lawsuit. So what's going to happen is my company has these really powerful lawyers that work for us. They're going to file a countersuit against you for a fraudulent EEOC claim. I mean, I told them all this, and they were like, whoa. Okay, let us investigate this real quick, and we'll be back in touch with you. They dropped it all.
Yeah.
But in the process of this is near the end. They didn't let me talk to anyone, and for the longest time, they were telling me, you're going to be subpoenaed. We need all your emails, all your text messages. So I had to deliver all this stuff to them, and they finally let me talk to these people, and I was like, I mean, they still kind of went through this process in the beginning, and then because the EEOC wouldn't tell us what the basis was. They just said, it's been filed. You'll find out more when it happens. So they started subpoenaing all this stuff, and then they told me, and I was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. It scared the shit out of me.
Well, the closest.
go ahead,
go
Jamie.
For it.
No, go.
You go.
Yeah,
I had a guy threaten to sue me a few years back because I was doing I did a video shoot for him, which he paid me for, but then he said he was going to pay me extra in order to edit it into a couple videos and send it to him within 10 days or something like that. And no signatures or anything. And he texted me on the 10th day, and he was like, dude, it's been 2 weeks and I still haven't had my videos. I just wanted to let you know that I'm gonna have to go through with legal action on this.
Oh God.
He was full of shit.
I sent him 3 narrative text messages, and I was like, listen, you're gonna sue me over something as weak as a verbal contract, because he said, he was like, you violated a verbal contract or something.
Oh my God.
And I was like, let's just skip this he said, she said, plus you promised me money in order to edit this before I edited it, and you still haven't paid me that. So yeah, whatever.
Don't fuck with me, bro. I got smarts.
I know, it was so dumb, and it did kind of scare me whenever he first sent it, because I was like, oh shit, I've never been threatened to sue,
Yeah, well, and then after you've been through, I mean, that one was legit. I mean, I had a company contacting me and my company, and telling me they were going to subpoena all these records. So my company went ahead and started making me gather all that info, and I had to send it to them in case they got subpoenaed.
Right.
But I think it's funny, you get into a traffic dispute, you hang out of your car and you're like, fuck you, you redneck piece of shit, fuck you, and they're like, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna fucking sue you. And you're like, oh, are you kidding me? People are so litigious. They just want to sue everybody.
See, I was on the other side of that, because the closest we ever got, which I never went anywhere because it was too hard, was we were pursuing the medical malpractice lawsuit. And every lawyer we talked to, they were all those, you pay after you settle. Mm-hmm. And all of them said, we talked to probably 20. We sent them our whole file and everything, and all of them said, you guys have such a good fucking case, but it involves 2 different hospitals and different doctors and nurses in different hospitals, and we basically do the quick ones, slip and falls, and easy ones where they can do it fast, get paid fast, and be done. And all of them said it's a great
but it's going to take too much time.
It will take too much time. Go find a lawyer and pay it. Well, at that time,
you got to retain them. A lot of people don't know that. You got to pay a lawyer a retainer.
Yeah.
It has to be an amazing case for them to say, we'll do it without a retainer.
Well, yeah, and these ones all said it's great, but they basically said, it's too much. It's too big. It's too much time and too much effort. Pay somebody to do it. Well, at the time when it was happening, we didn't have a lot of spare cash to be throwing towards a lawyer, so it just got pushed back. But we fucking called anybody you've ever seen in a newspaper, TV, even just Google searches for those.
Did you call
Yep.
No, you didn't.
Bart Durham?
Bart Durham? No, you did not.
Yes, we did. They have.
Fuck you, Bart Durham.
I know, right? Fuck, he does these commercials where he goes and visits people at fucking Prince's Hot Chicken. It's like, thank God I got you all this money. You feeling better? And they're like, yeah, I'm feeling better. And I'm like, fuck, I almost died because of all. Look at all of these facts that we have. Legitimate hospital facts about all these mistakes they made, and I almost died.
Fucking
and then
Bart
all the things
Durham,
that happened
man.
after. And Bart Durham with his fucking. He's basically a walking crypt. Wouldn't take my case.
Bart Durham is not a sponsor.
But still, all of them, including the paralegal I talked to at Bart Durham, said the same thing. I took it to them. I talked to them, and they all said the same thing. It's a really good case. You guys need to pursue this. But for us, it would take too long.
What a
Man.
douchebag.
That would have been
Yeah.
a great commercial. You could have been in a Bart Durham commercial, Jamie.
Man, check. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it starts off with not paid for by Bart Durham. Fuck you, Bart Durham. Yeah, I almost died, motherfucker.
Maybe you'll hear this and no.
Yeah, they'll contact us. Yeah, Bart Durham, sponsored by Open Box Policy.
Get at me, Bart. We can still do a case.
Yeah. So, I have no fucking idea what I was about to talk about. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. One of my friends was a personal trainer for years, and he had this really prominent lawyer that was not similar to Bart Durham, but kind of does similar law, where he goes after people like malpractice stuff, and he makes unbelievable amounts of money. He takes people that are just getting their paralegal degree. Like, they don't even have a degree yet. He will hire them for $75,000 to $80,000 a year just to do research and just to get him cases. They basically,
I would fucking love that job.
They basically just
Holy
go around.
Shit.
They go around and they find people that have really, really good lawsuits. They bring them into the office and they sell them on the reason why they need to do a big lawsuit.
Somebody get at me.
So they bring get at me.
Come
Yeah.
on. We can get lots of money, lots of doctors' offices.
Yeah.
A lot of people fucked up at St. Thomas.
Yeah.
So let's
Right.
get this ball rolling.
My phone number is 615 fuck Bart Durham.
I got that the day after they rejected my case.
Yeah.
Somehow it
866
was still
fuck
available.
Bart Durham. So, but he hired, and so 75 is just their base.
Yeah.
If they start, so it's a sales job. If they start bringing him really great cases, they start making a percentage of how much they win in these cases.
Yeah.
He said he's got like these dickhead kids that work for him that are just really good at finding people that make like 200 G's a year.
I would love
Oh
that
my
job.
God.
It would only be
200 Gs
better.
a year, dude. They make $125,000 in bonus.
Jesus Christ, man. I sound like you that one episode. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. Remove cigar from mouth. Oh my God.
I've got the lawsuit of the century.
Yeah. Oh man.
I need a new career path, and that's going to be
Fuck
it.
that. Let's
Send my
become
children
lawyers.
away.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of money in law, man. I knew this old man. He said, I went to law school. I hated it. It was awful. I made C's all the way through. And he said it was terrible. But I got out. I found someone that would hire me. And now I'm worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And I just make shit up.
Yeah, he was like, I was slow. I wasn't really good at the job. And he said, I hated going to a courtroom, but I found a niche. I just found he did flower law or something. It's like you step on someone's flowers, he sued. It was something stupid.
I still have never got a jury summons, and the day that happens is going to be the happiest day of my life. Like, happier than when I got married and had
That's
both of my
so
children.
weird.
I'm so fucking stoked.
Oh,
and I hope it's
speaking of,
I hope
Anna
it's a
just got
murder.
summoned for jury duty. in May.
What is it? I want to hear all about it.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about the case, even though it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
I've moved so
I said
many
I
times.
want to hear all about it in the future
Oh,
when
okay,
it
yeah.
happens.
We'll have a jury duty episode.
My mom was on a murder trial.
My mom was too.
Yep. She was on a murder trial. She said it.
That's
and
crazy.
I wish
My mom-
we were all that lucky.
My mom is one of those people where she'll get like a jury summons and she's like, oh my God, it's like Christmas. Like, I got jury summons.
Yeah,
but
my
the problem
mom
is
was,
that she's been on so many that now that they're like,
Yeah.
no.
I've
Like,
never gotten one. I can't fucking
Right.
wait.
because
My
they
mom
want
was
people
a
that
part
don't
of a
have a lot of
murder, too.
experience. I'm so sorry. Say what you said.
I said my mom was a part of a murder, too.
No shit.
Yeah, she was the one that held the knife and stabbed the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your face for a second made me really question if you were telling the truth or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Well, you really murdered that joke.
I just really want my mom to be a part of the conversation.
Okay.
Oh,
What's your
mom
mom's
can
name?
be.
I bet it's Phyllis.
I'm afraid
Jan.
to tell you, actually.
Are you serious?
What's it start with?
It's Jennifer.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very normal name.
That's a
Thank
very
you.
not
That's
mom
a very
name.
normal name.
I know. Jennifer sounds like Jennifer Hughes. She sounds like she's probably pretty.
Oh,
Is your mom
you're
pretty?
right.
Are you hitting on my mom?
Is that
right
no?
now?
Is that her last name? That does sound like a really
I
pretty
would.
name.
Yeah. It's her
What's
name.
your-
Her name is Jennifer K. Hughes.
Oh, she's gorgeous. I bet. I bet she was one of those hot girls in high school. What's your mom's full name?
Mine,
Yeah.
Martha Susan Hamilton.
Is she a president?
Does she own cooking ware?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big name. I mean, she goes by Susan.
My mom.
That's my aunt's name.
It's not any better. It's Lori Marie Ebely.
Yeah. Lori Marie Ebely.
Yep.
That has a weird ring to it.
But her maiden name is Lori Marie Reichert. If that, neither one of those help, probably.
Reichert?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Reichert.
Oh, okay.
So my mom's got the hottest name out of all.
Yeah, your mom sounds like
Yeah.
like a Jennifer Love Hewitt type.
Oh, I've dated lots of Jennifers.
Jennifer
You probably
Love
dated
Hewitt.
my mom. No,
What's your mom's middle name? Kay.
Kay, yeah.
I bet she's really pretty.
Well, maybe we'll have her on one day.
How old is she?
54.
I bet
Wow,
she's
only
looking
14
good.
years older than me. your mom
I can't believe this is happening.
Your mom is only
believe it's happening
14
either.
years older than me, dude. That's
Does that feel weird? That should
fuck
feel
yeah,
weird.
it feels weird.
It makes me feel weird.
You know,
Because I'm closer to your age than I am to Devin's.
I am not lying to you.
You're 40?
No. I have been in more pain and I have had more body aches and more things go wrong with my body since I turned 40 than I could ever tell you about. Something happens.
Your age.
Dude, my knee has hurt every day. I had so much back pain one day, I thought I was going to have to leave work. And I sit at a desk. It's not like I'm
It's not like construction.
Yeah, I'm not swinging anything. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm drilling oil. My back hurts so bad, and it was hard for me to type. Yeah, I couldn't even think.
I had my first
40
bit.
sucks.
I had my first bit of like for real, and this sounds stupid, but it's real. Like indigestion, where literally I ate something and went, "Oh God, I can't eat that anymore." Like that.
You've never had indigestion before?
I mean, I've had a lot of things, but never like I just ate something and almost immediately I have heartburn and I feel like I'm dying. That was the first time I've ever had that.
How old are you? You're like 32?
I'm 34, but thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Why do
Nice.
women always do
How
that?
old are you, like 26?
Yeah.
Just kind of
Yeah.
one up you there.
It's okay.
Yeah, you have an 18-year-old ass.
Oh, gross.
Okay, it went too far.
Jesus.
That went really far.
Yeah. You
I don't really have a.
you immediately go for
I
the
don't
worst
really
thing
have
and you're
an
like,
ass.
oh, okay, that went too far.
So things like
Yeah.
that really don't mean.
Well, I can judge Jamie's face pretty quick. Yeah. Do you know how many times I've been standing outside and I've seen Jamie coming through the house and I'm looking at her face and I'm like, Glenn, we're fucked.
Usually,
he's like, what?
usually I'm walking. Usually they're on the back patio and they can, and Adam can, where he's sitting, see me walking to the back and he can see my face and he knows.
Yeah,
And
I will
walk
say
out
we're
there
fucked.
and Adam looks at me before I even say anything, and Adam knows
Yeah, we're
that
fucked.
you're fucked.
Yeah,
Adam knows.
all the time. I don't know how that dumb bastard never sees it.
Right?
It's like weird.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'll see her come
Oh my God.
kind of like smoking past like a window, and I'm like, we're fucked.
Thank you for saying
He's
that.
like, what? And then the door opens and I'm like, just wait.
And then you know what he says? I go, it's fucking 4 a.m.
Really?
Really? And then Glenn just goes, what? No, it's fine. We're just finishing up. And Adam's always like deer
I'm
in the
leaving.
headlights, like, and he always says, I'm getting ready to leave. And I always go, yeah, sure you are.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Or
I'm like, I
bullshit.
got my keys in my hand. I'm leaving.
And then I storm off and go back to bed and then
Yeah.
lay there.
That's normally when Glenn's like, you don't have to fucking leave. She'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then Adam
You
usually,
know how it's been a long time since that happened. It's been a long time.
yeah,
What, like 3 months?
No, it's been a long
since
time.
he started dating Jacqueline. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
not. That's kind. Well, that probably is. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 6 months, 7 months.
You know, here's the thing. You stand more of a chance coming to my house and drinking till 5 a.m. if you bring Jacqueline, because I'm more willing to hang out there with you guys. The problem is we all hang out, and eventually I go to bed because you two do, like, your fucking guy thing, you know? You talk about guy stuff, and you do your drinking, and then you guys listen to weird music.
Printing T-shirts and
Like
stickers.
drones.
Drones.
Yeah, we talk about
T-shirts.
drones all
You
the
see
time.
that drone, bro? Yeah.
Anyway, hey, speaking of leaving at 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
this is
Let's
Devin.
get out of here.
Oh, this is Adam.
Oh, this is Jamie. I was waiting for Devin. I was waiting for Devin to say it. I didn't hear you.
Whatever,
My-
Jamie.
my
Just
headphones-
Get the fucking email right.